Here are 5 signs that you are about to lucid dream tonight. And hi, my name is Nisha. I teach about lucid dreaming and dream work. And a lot of times lucid dreams can feel like something that are very far off or that we're not able to achieve, but you might actually be closer than you think. So the first sign that you are about to lucid dream tonight is if your hypnagogic imagery is getting weird or strange. So hypnagogic imagery comes to us every night as we're in the time of getting ready to fall asleep, and a lot of times it'll be certain visuals that you're seeing or maybe strange patterns that are happening. If you've been noticing this a lot lately, this is actually a really good sign that you might be getting close to having a lucid dream, because you are able to have that awareness and you're seeing these faces or scenes that feel unusually detailed, especially if they're not random images but are starting to make a narrative. This process is always happening where you're shifting into REM adjacent sleep as you move into the dream time, and instead of resisting it, you can let it happen while remaining aware. And this really thin thread of awareness is actually a great way to follow into a lucid dream. So if you're having a lot of images before you're going to sleep, you can actually follow them into a dream, and if you're able to maintain your awareness, maintain your lucidity, then you can go right directly into a lucid dream. Another thing that is a great indicator that you might be getting close to having a lucid dream is if you are noticing your dream signs in real life, especially ones that are very strange or weird. So let me tell you first what a dream sign is, in case you don't know. A dream sign is something that happens within your dreams. It's a regular occurrence, maybe a regular object. So some examples of dream signs are being by large bodies of water, or traveling, driving your car, being in an elevator. These are all dream signs if they appear in your dreams regularly. And a good dream sign is one which appears often in the dream time as well as in waking reality. So you can see how driving a car, if you're driving cars a lot in your dreams, would be a wonderful dream sign, because chances are you're probably driving a car a lot in waking reality too. How you use dream signs to have a lucid dream is that you notice them in your dream time, you track what are your particular dream signs, and then every time you encounter them in waking reality, you perform what is called a state check. And a state check is an action that you perform in order to verify whether or not you could be dreaming. A popular one a lot of people know is looking at your hands and flipping them back and forth. If they stay the same, you know you're not dreaming. But if they change, if you get an extra finger, if they glow blue, then aha, you know you're dreaming and you become lucid in that moment. So if you have been noticing dream signs in your waking reality, if you maybe see like the light switch that's not going on correctly in waking reality, or if you're driving and you feel a little bit off, and if you remember to do a reality check or a state check, that is a really good indicator that you are getting close to having a lucid dream, because you are doing these practices and your mind is catching these moments where it's questioning whether or not it could be dreaming. And when you do that, that is what helps train your mind in waking reality to have lucid dreams at night. So another sign that you could be getting close to having a lucid dream is if you wake up briefly during the night and remember your dreams clearly. So spontaneously waking up in the middle of the night is common near the morning hours, and if you can remain aware, and if you can maintain awareness and understand and remember what the dream you were just having was, then you are actually quite close to having a lucid dream, because you are strengthening the skill of dream recall. And in that moment, when you wake up from a dream and you're going to be going back into sleep, that's actually a prime moment to go back into a lucid dream. Every time that we go to sleep, our sleep cycle works in a certain way that we have more dreams and more REM sleep toward the end of our sleep cycle. So if you wake up in the early morning and you're able to fall back asleep, then you can use that to to train your mind to go into a lucid dream. You can either do the wake-induced lucid dream technique, which is called wild, where you re-enter the dream completely aware and lucid and go directly into it, or you can do the mnemonic-induced lucid dreaming technique called mild, which is where you affirm to yourself, I will remember that I'm dreaming. When I go into my dream right now, as I fall back asleep, I will have the memory to check if I could be dreaming. I will do it, and then I will become lucid. And so you see how you're primed to be able to have a lucid dream if you're already waking up at this time, because you can then take your awareness and say, okay, I'm actually going to use this as an opportunity to go into a lucid dream. I can fall back asleep. I know I'm going to be having more dreams because the REM cycles are closer together. And when I go back into the dream, I will remember that I'm dreaming. I'll remember to ask myself, could I be dreaming? And then I will become lucid. And another thing that can be a good indicator that you're getting close to lucid dreaming is if your intentions feel sticky. So what I mean by this is that if you are setting a strong and clear intent around lucid dreaming, say your intent is next time I'm dreaming, I'll remember I'm dreaming. If you set that really clearly, and then that thought, that intention keeps popping into your head throughout the day unprompted, that is a great indicator you are getting close, because your intention is sticky. It is staying in your subconscious mind and it is running. And so as you have that intent running, as you're thinking about that and as you're remembering to think that, then your intention has really taken root in your subconscious, and that is enough to get it to carry past the membrane of forgetting that also often happens when we fall asleep. We go into the dream time and we might have had a really clear and strong intention, but then as soon as we fall asleep, we forget it. So if you're finding that your intention is sticking with you throughout the day, and maybe even as you're starting to fall asleep at night, that's a really good indicator that you will eventually remember that intention in the dream time and be able to carry forth with it, be able to remember that you want to have lucidity and to become lucid within the dream. And a way that you can really program your intention to have it become more sticky is by repeating it frequently throughout the day. Try every time you go to sleep thinking about your intention over and over again and saying it out loud to yourself. And then in the morning and throughout the day, state your intention. Maybe you have a certain moment whenever you look in the mirror or whenever you walk through your front door that you remember to say that intention. That is going to make it take root in your subconscious mind. That is going to make it take root more deeply, so that then you actually are able to carry it into the dream time and achieve lucidity. And the final really good indicator that you might be close to having a lucid dream and or an out-of-body experience is if you're having a lot of sleep paralysis experiences. So these can be uncomfortable and sometimes frightening experiences. Sleep paralysis is something that actually is a natural occurrence, so you don't need to be afraid of it. Whenever we go to sleep, our bodies are immobilized during REM sleep so that we don't act out our dreams. What usually happens is that immobilization wears off before we wake up. With sleep paralysis, the reverse is happening. Your body is still immobilized, but your waking conscious mind is beginning to come back online. That's why it's so scary. Your body can't move, but your awareness is starting to wake up, and so you feel completely frozen. And oftentimes it will be accompanied by seeing a scary being standing by your bed, or maybe something holding you down. Now, I will teach a whole course on how to deal with sleep paralysis and how to actually use it to your benefit. for now, I just want to say that you can actually use this state when you bring lucidity into it to have an out-of-body experience or a lucid dream. It's a prime opportunity because your physical body is already immobilized and you are in this liminal state between sleep and wake. And so what you can do is actually pull yourself up out of your physical sleeping body using your dream body to propel you out, and then you can even look back at yourself and see your sleeping body in bed, and boom, you're in your dream body, you're in your astral body, and you're having an out-of-body experience. From there, you can travel into a dream realm and have a completely lucid dream. The key is to maintain lucidity, to know, okay, I recognize this particular state as a sleep paralysis dream state. So I'm not going to be afraid, and instead I'm going to propel myself out into this beautiful lucid dream or out-of-body experience. So these are 5 signs that you are about to have a lucid dream. Have you had any of these? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what else you want to learn about lucid dreaming.